Hello everyone, my name is Capp and welcome back to the channel. Another 7 Days to Die video. We're doing all this in Alpha 18. This is still the experimental build, the version that we're getting to use for the Streamers Weekend. So just in case when it comes out to a stable build or something, they update it a little bit later on. If any of the stats change or whatever, just do keep that in mind. We're going to be testing out things related to the spears. Now there's 3 different spears that you can get in the game. There's the stone spear, the iron spear, and the steel spear. The stone spear is the one you're going to get first off. It's the easiest to make. You can do this in the first 5 minutes. You don't have to have any skills. All you have to have is a few small stones, a little bit of plant fiber, and some wood. You could get that within about 5 minutes of starting off, and you're good to go. Now, if you look at the stats on a level 1 stone spear, you can see melee damage is 10, and it's not the most powerful thing in their world, but it works as a throwing weapon. Versus if you get to like a level 1 iron spear, you can see that takes it up to 12 melee damage, and the steel spear takes it up to 19. Now, the difference between like a first level 1 and a level 6, which you can only make once you have the schematics for it, is additional 5 on there. So you go from 10 to 15 just between the level 1 and the level 6 here. So we're going to try and test out to see different levels of damage and range they have here. Right at the moment, I do have everything in my Javelin Master skill set here. Under perception, it's just at level 1. I haven't even bought the level 1, it's at level 0. So we'll test everything off at level 0, and then I'll power level up to level 5 of this, so it's maxed out. We can see actual how much damage it does, because I know for one thing, I'm really excited to use the spears, but I want to make sure that I am possibly doing everything right with it, and that it's going to be a lot of fun, and I know what I'm doing with it. So we're going to get 2 Sylvias here. Both of them, side by side, they both have 125 health. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck the level 1 spear and see if I can aim right at, we're going to do chest height just so it's about the same on both of them here. So a level 1 spear hit her right in the leg, took her down to 86, okay? So without changing distance, we're going to aim at the same spot on hers, full throw. Okay, so that hit her right about the same spot. So between a level 1 and a level 6, hitting them right in the leg from the same distance thrown, it did a difference of 5 damage. That is not too much at all there. Give me back my spear. Alright, so now let's try a headshot from just stabbing them here. Okay, so she's got 125 health, level 1 spear. See if we can hit her right in the forehead. No, that didn't do it right. Okay, so that did about 20 damage. Let's see what the level 6 down here. So first attack is... Okay, that did about 30 damage. Okay, so between a 1 and a 6 on the wooden spear, it did about 10 damage difference here. Alright, so now we got Sylvia back out here, and we're going to go up here and try out the iron spear. We'll throw it first and see how much it does. Let's see, aim chest high again, right there, and... Oh, that actually flew a whole lot better. That was right in the heart. From 125 down to 78. That's almost 50% of her health. That's about 40%, I guess. That did, let's see, 25 and 32. That did a decent chunk of damage, for sure. Or, sorry, 22. I can't do math. 25 and 22 is 47. All right, let's see if we can hit her in the same spot over here. A level 6 spear. Right. Okay, that one's a little low, but it hit her kind of in the boob. Still a torso shot. So that took her down from 78 to 72. So there's still not a whole lot of damage difference between level 1 and level 2, or level 6, even with a more upgraded spear. Now give me my spear back. Alright, now we'll check out the headshots on this one here. Level 1 spear, she goes from 78 down to... Okay, so that did about 24. That's a little bit better. And 72 down to 36. That did half of her life there. That's not too bad at all. That's not too bad. That is a little bit better for sure. Alright, and now we're going to try this same stuff with the steel spear here. So we're going to aim right at the chest high right there and get her to stand still for a second. Okay, so that hit her right in the boob. That did a decent chunk of damage. That even knocked her down. I mean, that did about 72 damage worth here. So it's definitely doing a lot more damage than the original ones are. Here, let's try that. Oh, that hit her right in the boob too. Okay, so that one, a level 6... did about 8 damage more. So the difference between damage between a level 1 and a 6 isn't that great, but the difference between a wood, a steel, and an iron spear is quite a bit different. So that is definitely, worth noting, I guess. Let's see, get your steel spear down here. All right, let's check out on headshots. So she goes from 53 down to 15. That's about 37 damage, and this one is... And that just completely destroyed her. She just completely disappeared from the world. Alright, so I set up a little bit of a testing range here. A bunch of wood frames. Every 10 frames I put down a second one just so it makes it a lot easier to count. I am still at level 0 on my spear throwing my Javelin Master. Give me back my spears. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to use just the level 6 ones and test out how far they can go. And we're going to just kind of throw them all at the same X section here. I'm going to aim right at the corner of this tree, and we'll see which ones go further here. So we'll start off with the wood spear. We'll do the steel spear because it's just that way in the menu here. And then the iron spear. And see which ones went any further. And I'm only using the level 6s just because they travel a little bit difference here. Okay, so the stone spear, throwing it about a 30-degree angle. Let's see, 10, 20. It went right at 30. That's like exactly on 30. And then let me see, these went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so. And I think these both went the exact same distance. So the iron and the steel spear pretty much identical as far as distance and yeah, the amount of distance, whether you throw it straight ahead or at an angle here. So let's get the other one here. And we will try and go a little bit higher, because I know people will say, well, Cap, what if you throw it a little bit higher? So what we'll do is we'll line it up here with this particular cloud. Let's see, we'll chuck this one first. Then we'll chuck this one. And chuck this one. So you can put a decent little distance on. Of course, those two are going to go the same distance. All right, so we get 10, 20, 30. That one went right about 41 for the wooden spear. So at about the best possible angle you're going to throw it if you're going to the Olympics. That one went about 40. Let's see, these went right at 50. So about 10 difference. And of course, those still went the exact same. So when it comes to your level 0 javelin skill, if you have it set at 0, when you haven't done anything else, the spears are pretty much identical when you get to the iron and the steel ones, except for damage. I meant like as far as range goes. Of course, damage is the way it is. Alright, so now I have myself fully upgraded. In order to be able to get Javelin Master all the way up here, you do have to have your perception level in 10 here. So you still are a little bit level gated, even though they had mentioned you not having to do it, but you only have to have, you can be at any level as long as you have the experience points to be able to do this. So it's no longer, oh, you have to be in level 80 to get to level 10. So you can upgrade to level 10 as long as you have the skill points, and then Javelin Master is just an additional 5 to go all the way up. But me being all the way up now, this has been unlocked, so as long as I have the schematic, I can make it. And the Stone Spear, I can make it without having to have anything with me. Same thing with the Iron Spear. So as long as I have forged iron, wood, leather, and duct tape, I can make this. The steel spear is just the one that you have to have the schematic for. So let's test out some damage differences now that we are on level 6 and see what we have going on. Alright, so now that we're completely leveled up, we will retest the same thing to see if we get any kind of damage difference than what we were getting last time. So we're going to go with the wood spear and see how much damage difference there is than there was last time. So aim right like about chest height, hit her right in the pancreas. Turn on her live so we can see what it is. So she went from 125 down to 86. We're aim right there. Okay, so hit her right in the boob. About the same amount as it was last time, a difference of about 5, and from that distance it still did the same amount of damage it did last time. So let's see here. According to the skill set here, perception is obviously going to give you different things here, but the Javelin Master, getting all the way down, this should be able to do a lot more damage. It does 50% more damage and 50% more range, but I don't know if that means or not when you stab them versus when you throw it at them. So let's do a little bit of a headshot here. So compared to last time, she went from 86 down to 41. So that did 44 damage, 45 damage, and then the level 6 one did 60 damage. So yeah, the difference, it seems to be, is when you actually stab them with it versus when you throw it. But just for good due diligence, we'll test it out here. We are now using the Iron Spear, so we're going to aim right about chest height again, see what this does. That was right in the heart, so that did not too much damage difference than it did when it was just level 1. And that one did the same thing, a difference of about 4 or 5. I think that was a difference of 6, but you know, it's barely any different at all here. So, alright, now we'll test the damage on these for a headshot here. If we go from 78 down to 24, so that did a good decent chunk there. I mean, that does 54 damage, and then with the higher level one, we didn't hit her in the head. From 66 down to straight up dead. Okay, so that did plenty of damage to her. That's awesome. Alright, so we'll try it out with the steel spear here just to see if there's any kind of difference between these two. Chest high, right in the heart. So that did a decent chunk of damage, but not too much difference than it did before I leveled myself up. So that one did a little bit more between the two of these. He sounded like he threw it a little bit harder, but so that one did pretty good. But the difference again between having your Javelin Master leveled all the way up versus not is really not that much difference. I'm guessing, yeah, that was just going to kill her. If we put this one back down here too, I'm guessing this one probably is not going to kill her, but still, there we go. Oh, okay, it did go ahead and kill her. Nice. Oh, she's pretty low on life anyway. But anyway, the difference in actual throwing damage between all the spears, between being level 1 and level 5, doesn't seem to be very much at all, if not just completely negligible. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll test out the throwing damage difference between these as well, now that we're fully leveled up here. We'll start with just the level 1s again, just to see if there's any major damage, or major distance between these. And we're going to aim with the tree. I did extend the blocks a little bit further, because I know we can throw it further. So we'll start off with the wood one. And then we'll go to the iron spear. And then the steel spear. And you do a lot of damage with one of these bad boys, or a lot of range, I should say. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Looks like the wood spear went exactly 60, right at 61. 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so. And they both went the exact same distance again. Now I'm curious. Let's see if I can... I know because people are going to ask. Let's see if I can't put a couple nurses down here and see if the damage distance between close and where I was at last time does any different. Okay, so let's see how good my aim is. We're just going to use the level 6 spears that we have of the steel and iron spears and see if we can't hit them here. So we're going to aim right at the top of the tree. See if we get lucky. We may have been a little bit off on that one. All right. Maybe? Oh, we hit her. All right. Nice. I'm going to go down there and see how much it did. Okay, so even from hitting her from way down there, check it out. She used to be an explorer, but now she's not. So it didn't do any more damage than it did from up a distance. So you can still hit a zombie from a long, long damn ways away, but it's not going to do any more damage. So there you have it. That's pretty much it. Whether you hit them from, 75 blocks away or 5 blocks where I was originally standing, it doesn't seem to do any difference whatsoever when it comes to throwing. And of course, if you hit them in the face, it's going to do a little bit more damage, and you turn them into a narwhal. Give me my spear. Let's see. I don't think this will kill her, but we can try. Let's see. Just a wooden spear. Okay, so that stuck her right in the forehead there. So obviously a headshot does more damage, but you can kind of see, yeah, she's a narwhal. That's cool. And of course you can pluck it out of her head if you can get close enough to. Give me my spear. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and wrap up the video while Sylvia has a spear sticking out of her chest here, just kind of showing off what it looks like. But hopefully this was at least beneficial. You know where to go if you're going to be using spears a lot. Chucking them definitely doesn't do the most amount of damage versus just stabbing them with it. And it doesn't really matter how far away you are. It does the same amount of damage thrown. But who knows, maybe something like that will change. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video or found it useful, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you're new here, maybe consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future videos. In the meantime, you guys have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, that barely hit her. Right in the shoulder. That's beautiful.